Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. For this week's video, we're going to be talking about how to mic up your amp like a pro. Now, mic placement really comes down to understanding what happens to your sound as you move your mic around the speaker in terms of location side to side and depth front to back. Okay, so doing that will enable you to tailor the exact sound you need from your amp in any given situation. Now, the mic that we're going to be using for today's comparison is the Earthworks SR25. This is a high-end studio microphone, and if you follow the channel on Instagram or on Patreon, you know we're going to be giving one of these mics away. So if your studio could use a high-end mic, support the channel on Patreon, you'll be automatically entered to win. Now, the reason I like the SR25 so much is because it accurately represents what I'm hearing out of the amp. So I don't have to go in and re-EQ a bunch of stuff to make it sound good. I know that what my amp sounds like is what it's going to sound like out to you guys. Now, when we look at the frequency response graphs of the SR25 versus maybe something like the SM57, the differences quickly become apparent. So the Earthworks is totally flat, which means the tone that you dial in on your amp is what the mic is going to record. Now, if you put a 57 on there, the tone coming out of your amp is altered quite a bit by the mic, right? You've got all those peaks and valleys, and so you're gonna have to either live with that tone or compensate for it some way or other via EQ or compression or something like that. Whereas with the SR25, what you hear is what you get. All right, you guys, let's get down to business and mic up our amp. All right, you guys, I've recorded a little clip into my looper, and what I'm gonna do is just hit the loop so it's the same exact playing each time and move the mic around so you guys can hear what happens when we move it to different parts on the cone. Now, our first setting and what you guys hear on the channel week by week is the mic dead center on the speaker, about 5 or 6 inches off the grill. Let's take a listen. All right, mic position 2 is with the Earthworks right on the grill, dead center. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is play our first clip with the mic 6 inches off the grill versus the mic right up against the grill. Let's take a listen to that. So as you guys could hear from those two clips, as the mic comes closer to the speaker, you're going to pick up more low end, more low mids, and a little bit fewer high frequencies. As you move the mic away, you're going to get a lot more chime and high end. So depending on what sound you want, bear that in mind. As you move the mic away, you get more high end. As you move it closer, you get more low end. Now, our third mic position and a really common miking technique is to move the mic to the edge of the speaker, okay? So we're gonna keep the mic close right on the grill, and we're gonna go from the center to the edge, okay? So let's take a listen to that. Now, as you guys could hear, there's a massive difference between those two mic positions. So from the center of the cone to the edge has all the warmth, okay? The center gives you a little bit more clarity, and further away gives you more clarity. But as you come to the edge of the cone, it gives you that really, really warm, thick sound. Now, for our third and fourth mic positions, I'm gonna play those back to back. And what we're gonna do is use 45-degree angles, which is another common miking technique. So far we've been keeping the mic perpendicular to the amp speaker and moving it side to side and away. What we're gonna do now is angle it 45 degrees. So we're gonna start on the edge of the speaker and angle it towards the center of the cone. And then we're gonna go from the center of the cone and angle it out towards the edge. I'm gonna play those two clips back to back for you guys so you can hear the difference. Now, as you guys could hear, from the edge to the center, it was still quite warm, losing some of those high-end frequencies. And from the center to the edge angled 45, we got some of those high-end frequencies back, and I think represented overall, a better frequency spectrum. And for our last mic position, because the Earthworks SR25 is a condenser mic, we're going to record it 2 feet away from the amp. So we're going to just back it all the way off, and I'm going to compensate the volume. So I'll boost the volume so it sounds the same as all the other clips, but let's listen to the frequencies. Now, having the mic that far away actually sounded pretty good and actually gave us a pretty balanced frequency response. Now, I think I do prefer it about 5 or 6 inches off the grill, but having it far away actually gave a really nice, spacious, open, high-end sound too. Now, another thing to bear in mind is as guitarists, we don't usually have the speaker pointed right at our ears or at ear level. And so if you're used to standing on top of your amp with your amp on your floor and it kind of shoots by your knees or hips, you're not actually hearing what the amp is giving off. And so when you put a mic in front of it, you're usually like, whoa, where's all this high end coming from? So when you're miking your amp, get your head down, make sure your amp is not too loud so that you don't damage your hearing, but really listen with your ear, and that's going to help you place your mic. And then if you follow the other rules, i.e. moving the mic back will give you more high end, moving it forward will give you more low end, moving away from the center will give you more low end, and moving to the center will give you more high end. So bear those things in mind, use your ear, experiment with placement. It's a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Head over to my Patreon page if you want to be entered to win the SR25. Other than that, have an awesome week, you guys. Hopefully you found these tips helpful, and we'll see you guys next week with a new video. Take care.